Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your first video. Well, this is the first video in the series of materials that I will prepare for your class. Remember, we're working with the flipped classroom method in which I prepare materials, I post them on Classroom, you access the materials, work with them at home, and then you get ready for the activities in the class. Okay? Well, today is going to be something quite simple, actually. It's all about vocabulary. And the vocabulary for this topic is occupations. What is an occupation? Well, it's basically something you do that takes you time and usually gives you money. It's like a job, como un empleo. But the occupation is something you also prepare to do. For example, maybe you learn how to do something, and this something can give you money later. Or maybe you go to school and you study a career and you prepare in order to work in something, and this gives you money as well. There are different occupations, and today we will look at some of them. Okay, let's begin with accountant and chef. What is an accountant? Remember, an accountant is like the contador or contadora, and they will work with numbers, money, things like that. And the chef, well, there is no translation for chef. It's like a very skilled cook. And well, there are different kinds of chefs. Remember, chefs can be men or women, the same as accountants. Okay, if you like numbers, well, you can become an accountant later. Or if you love cooking, you can become a chef. Those are good jobs. Let's continue. Nice. We have a dentist and a doctor. Okay, the pronunciation of these words are quite easy. Dentist, a doctor. Okay, well, I think the pictures are very clear what a dentist is and what a doctor is. Maybe you will be interested in becoming a dentist or maybe a doctor. Totally up to you. Here we have some more. Nice. Here we have a dressmaker and an economist. What is a dressmaker? Well, basically, it's like the female version of a tailor. What is a tailor, teacher? Okay, a tailor in Spanish, we call it a sastre, un sastre. So the dressmaker will be in Spanish like la modista, the person who makes dresses for ladies. Yes, that's a dressmaker. And we have the economist. What is an economist? Well, an economist works as also with numbers and with money, but in a different way. Different from an accountant, the economist actually analyzes data and predicts or works with the different options for businesses in order to grow and to make more money. Basically, economists work with the different finances for a company or even the country. Okay. A lot of people say that economists make a lot of money, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know many economists. Well, let's continue. Sorry, have a sip of my coffee bit. I need coffee to go. Okay, we have engineer and we have firefighter. Then, interesting words to pronounce. Engineer, firefighter. Okay, an engineer can be, again, a man or a woman. And there are different kinds of engineers. There is the civil engineer, the industrial engineer, environmental engineer, oil engineer, geophysics engineer, and many more. You can decide to study whatever specialty you want and become an engineer in that. And there is a firefighter. The firefighter is obviously what we call un bombero. I mean, the picture is very clear. And in order to become a firefighter, well, you don't really have to go to school, college, but you do need to take special courses with the firefighters. Okay? Again, it's something you can do in order to give you some money as well. What else do we have? Oh, nice. We have a flight attendant and a graphic designer. Uh, Remember the pronunciation. Flight attendant, graphic designer. What is a flight attendant? The flight attendant is a lady or it is a woman or a man that work in the airlines. They fly in planes, and they are the ones who provide you different services during the flight, like drinks, snacks, or they provide you with help. Basically, they are people who help travelers during their flights. Graphic designer. Well, the graphic designer is quite an easy occupation to understand. If you like to draw, if you like colors, well, you can become a graphic designer. But if you wish to travel around the world, maybe you can become a flight attendant. Again, a flight attendant does not limit, or is not, sorry, limited to women only. There are many men who are flight attendants as well. And hey, you need to speak English and other languages as well. Nice. Let's continue with this, and we have a hairdresser or hairstylist. There are two words for that, and we have the mechanic. Remember the pronunciation: hairdresser, hairstylist. Okay. What is a hairdresser or hairstylist? Well, it's usually the lady, because there are also men who do this. They work with people's hair. They cut them, they comb them, they dry them, they dye the hair in different colors. Se pintan el cabello, and they usually work with women, but there are also men who go to hair salons. Remember, hairdresser or hairstylist. What about the mechanic? Well, simply put, the mechanic works mostly with cars or engines in general. Whatever has an engine, un motor, there is a mechanic for that. Mechanics can work with cars, with cranes, trucks, even planes, ships, and many other means of transport. Whatever has an engine, there is a mechanic to work for that. Okay, let's continue. And we have, that's a nice one. We have nurse and a plumber. Again, remember the pronunciation: nurse, plumber. Okay, what is a nurse? Well, I know you know what a nurse is. Okay, a nurse is a person, mostly women, even though there are also male nurses, and they work in the hospital, and they provide like the first the first aid or the first care for patients at a hospital. They are the helpers of the doctors. They do know certain aspects of basic medicine and patient care, and they provide the first kind of aids or the first cares for for whatever person comes to a hospital. They're very nice, and they can take your blood pressure, your temperature, and they give you injections. Okay. And what about the plumber? A plumber is, well, in Spanish we call it plomero. Okay. And the plumber basically works with whatever has to do with pipes and water, but in some other cases even gas, because there are houses in which the gas goes through a series of pipes, like you see in the picture. That's what we call un tubo, pipe. Okay. So there are different options. Again, a plumber does not have to go to school, but you can learn how to be a plumber by watching other plumbers. And I'll try to go as fast as possible because I'm just lagging. Sorry. Yeah, there is a police officer. Well, a police officer is very clear. Es un policía. And there are different kinds of police officers everywhere in the world. Receptionist. A receptionist is basically a person, again, can be male or female, who are in front of a desk or, well, behind a desk, detrás de un escritorio, and they actually provide information in certain places. You can find a receptionist in a hospital, in hotels, or maybe in office buildings, where there are many offices. You can find receptionists in most companies as well. Again, the police officer can be male or female, and the receptionist can be male or female as well. Okay? And what else do we have? Good. We have the secretary and the taxi driver. Remember the pronunciation, secretary, taxi driver. Well, the secretary is basically a person who prepares or types documents, answer phone calls, and they actually provide or organize different activities for people working in a company. Okay, they are like the extra helpers of certain people in companies. A taxi driver, well, it's a very simple word. You can see in the picture is a person who drives a taxi. Okay, teacher, is that bad? Well, not really. It's a good occupation. It can give you some money depending on how you work. There are different taxi drivers nowadays. They can be local or they can be Uber, for example, and it's nothing bad. Okay, let's continue with this. And oh, that's a nice one. We have the teacher and we have the veterinarian. Well, you know what a teacher is. I'm a teacher, for example. But there are math teachers, science teachers, physical education teachers, and there is history teacher, English teacher, many teachers. Veterinarian. A veterinarian is basically a doctor for animals. You know what a veterinarian is. In English, people don't usually say veterinarian because it's a little bit long. They usually say, no, she is a vet. I mispronounce that. She is a vet. Yes, a vet, or the veterinary. This is short of it. And I think that's it. Well, thank you for watching the video. I really hope you find it useful. Please watch the video as many times as you need, practice the vocabulary, and get ready because during the class we'll be working with this. Okay? Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.